Here we are. So I am here with Adam Sevenoaks. Anyone who follows Bournemouth will know of Adam, one of our most vocal Bournemouth fans. And yeah, Adam, it's a real delight to have you. How are you keeping? You okay?
Good, yeah.
Good. So did you watch the Man City game? I'm sure with all your chanting and your songs. How do you think we did?
I think we did pretty well. We had a lot of chances.
We did, didn't we? We had. I think there was a stat that said we had the most amount of efforts on goal in the at the Etihad in the 4 years that Pep Guardiola has been in. So that's great. I think that's really positive, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we could have got a draw.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's
at the end, because Callum's chance was very good. They've had chances, a lot of them.
Yeah. And I think that's really positive, isn't it? Because Man City are such a good side. And for us to have caused them so, I think Pep himself said they couldn't cope with us. So that's a great thing to hear against one of the best teams in the world, actually. So I think that's really positive, isn't it?
I think that's quite good.
Yeah, and so
I think we'll still stay up as well.
You do? Yeah, me too.
That'll help us.
Yeah, I think it really gives us some hope. And who was your man of the match of the game?
Junior Stanislas.
He's been a revelation, hasn't he?
I think if he had been not injured at the beginning of the season, we would have stayed up.
Yeah, I think so too.
And how did his free kick not go in?
I know. If it was slightly to the left and it came off the back of Edison's head, we'd be having a different conversation now. It's just a bit of luck, which I think we used it all up against Leicester, didn't we, really? But
I don't think so. I think we still got a bit more luck.
I do as well. So do you remember your first Bournemouth game, Adam?
Yeah, it was 4-0 against Blackpool, and Brad Pittman scored a hat-trick, and actually I managed to go because I got tickets from Julia's house.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's great. I remember that game. I don't know if you remember the same thing, but there was a pigeon on that pitch.
Was there a pigeon?
There was a pigeon, and because we dominated the game so much, there was a pigeon sat in front of the North Stand that didn't move for 45 minutes because the Blackpool players never came into our half. That's what I remember about that game, weirdly enough.
Okay, that is weird.
But you remember the important things, such as the goals and Brett Pittman scoring.
Yes.
That's a great first game to come, and then after that, I assume you sort of just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it you love so much about Bournemouth?
That they're quite a family-friendly club and are very welcoming. Yeah,
they are very good at that, aren't they? It feels a bit like a little community.
Yeah.
So I put out this week. I told everyone that we were going to be having a chat, and I asked for some questions. And one of the questions I got in was from someone called DC in Washington, and he wanted to know who your favourite Bournemouth player is and why.
So I actually have two. One, unfortunately, is left, but they were Julius Stanislas because they're very down to earth. And when I went into Julia's house, they took time to talk to me.
Brilliant. Okay. So there's Junior and anyone else? Did you say there was two?
Tommy Elphick.
Tommy is a Bournemouth legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think I like those two players, and I also I've got two as well, if that's all right. I've got Steve Cook is one of my favourite Bournemouth players, and also Steve Fletcher is one of my all-time favourite players. And I think what we've got in common with our favourite players is they're all players who just tried so hard. They just work hard, don't they? And they leave everything out on the pitch, and I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw the other day that the official Bournemouth account tweeted saying that they'd seen your support and that it really makes a difference. How does that make you feel, knowing that you're having an impact on their games?
It makes me feel proud and happy that I've actually made an impact and that they've actually took time out to actually watch it.
Yeah, I just think you're having such an impact, and every time I see a video, it just seems to it inspires me. to get behind the team, and I think it inspires everyone else that sees it. And I can't see how it quite clearly inspires the players. And there's no coincidence that all of a sudden they're seeing your videos and seeing your support, and the performances are really, really turning around. So I think that's brilliant. And what a cool moment to have the club come to you and say, thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I've got another question, and it's from someone called Wenders, and you're going to have to bear with me, Adam, because I have to get a picture up, and I'm very new to this system. Hang on, bear me a second. But it is of a very famous photo, and it's one of my favourite photos of Bournemouth ever, and it is also Wender's favourite photo, and it is this one. And some people will be listening just by audio, so I will describe it. I'm going to get a little bit of feedback in my ear. And it's a photo of Eddie Howe being coached by the one and only Adam Sevenoaks. Sorry, we're getting a little bit of funny sound. Wait a second. Is your microphone all right there, Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a little bit of crackle. That's better. So it's a really brilliant photo of Eddie Howe looking like he's having a brilliant time and being coached in the Powerchair. What was he like? Was he?
It was quite funny because he found it quite hard to control the chair, especially going backwards.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and I would say he has a bit of potential, but he needs a lot more practice.
So he needs to practice more on making the chair go backwards. Did he have a good? Did he have a good shot on him? Did he manage to control it well enough?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to hear. So he's got potential. Brilliant. Yeah, that is one of my favourite ever photos. I just think it's brilliant. I just think it sums up the football club for me. So yeah, excellent. So for those who don't know, then, because obviously I've shown that picture of Powerchair Football. Can you tell us a little bit more about it, and about what you do when you go there, and how you were getting on?
So it's basically you have an adapted chair that basically has a bumper at the front, which is basically like your legs where you kick it. And the reason I like it because it lets me play a sport like my able-bodied friends.
Oh, brilliant! So, is there anything in particular that you have to do in order to control the chair? Like, what's the most technically difficult thing you find on there?
Probably to do like reverse spin.
Oh, okay.
They're probably quite hard.
Okay, brilliant. But obviously, so you play for the Bournemouth Warriors, is that right? You have been up until lockdown. So how does that make you feel to represent the club that you quite clearly so passionate about?
So I love to put the shirt on and represent the club I like because it just makes me feel proud and that. Great,
yeah, and actually I've been looking again. You might notice I spend a lot of my time on Twitter, and actually your team, the Bournemouth Warriors, they've generated quite a lot of support. They're really getting quite a lot of interest. So I think that's great. So another question, you've generated a lot of interest on this podcast from someone called AFC Beer, and he wants to know, what are your ambitions?
So one of my ambitions is I'd like to visit all the Premier League football stadiums while watching AFC Bournemouth, and to play Powerchair Football in the National League Premiership for AFC Bournemouth, and finally to work for Bournemouth in their media team.
Wow, okay. So have you been to many stadiums yet?
Been to quite a lot. I think I've been to over 15.
15 stadiums. Wow. You need that little app that lets you track them.
Really? So there's an app?
There's an app that you can go through, and you can put in all the stadiums you've been to. You can go through, it has all Bournemouth's history, and you can say, I was at that one, I was at that one, I was at that one, I was at that one. And it shows you how many games you've been. Oh, it's brilliant. So out of the Premier League stadiums, are there many you still need to visit?
Newcastle, Burnley, I know. Or
yeah.
Oh, where else? I can't remember where else actually. They're the main two.
Yeah, I've not done Newcastle. I have done Burnley, but I've not done Newcastle. So, I think when we stay up and we can have another go next year, hopefully it falls at a nice time, and because I think it's one of those you want to really spend a weekend up there. But apparently it's brilliant. Excellent. So it's been, obviously we've all been locked down, haven't we? What have you been doing? Because I've been seeing you've been doing a lot of baking, and I've personally enjoyed your very brilliant but tricky quizzes. I mean, some of those questions, it caught me right out. So yeah, what have you been up to? How have you been filling your time?
So I've been playing on my Xbox, playing FIFA and Monopoly, and watching the football since it has returned, and building Lego, and also I have been doing weekly Zooms with my Powerchair football team and scout troop, and I've also done some assemblies with a local school. That
is brilliant. I think I tuned into one of your online quizzes that you did. Was that with your school?
No, not with my school. With a school that we know the head, because I do Taekwondo there.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So you've actually just nicely moved us into my next question, because what a lot of people might not know about you is that you have a black belt in Taekwondo.
Yeah.
What did you need to do in order to achieve that?
So to achieve my black belt in Taekwondo, I had to work my way up through the belts, and this took me 4 years. And then to achieve my black belt, I had to do a fitness test, a theory test, and a practical test, which means I needed to remember patterns and sparring. It has been a challenge to achieve this, as along the way I've also lost the ability to walk. So my instructor was helpful enough to adapt things so that I could still achieve my black belt by using my chair as my legs.
Fantastic. So essentially what you're saying to me is that you managed to get a black belt in Taekwondo, which is an astonishing achievement anyway, but you managed to do it on super hard mode.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. So obviously you touched on it just then, but can you tell us a little bit more about your condition, Adam, the muscular dystrophy?
So basically it's a condition which affects, Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a condition which affects all your muscle, which has meant over time I've stopped walking, and it has also affected the muscles in my hand and arms.
Okay, but that doesn't seem to have stopped you doing much at all.
No.
To get a black belt in Taekwondo and to be coaching Eddie Howe, that's so impressive. In fact, I've got some more pictures. Bear me a second. Again, I'm struggling a bit with how to work a computer, so it won't be a second. So for people who are watching, we have, that's ace. That's so cool. Awesome. So stop. Okay, so you and me have quite a lot in common, don't we? Because we both love the football club. But we both are very, very passionate about the Dorset Children's Foundation, aren't we? And you are an ambassador, and I don't know if I've ever known of a younger ambassador for a charity, which suggests to me the charity holds you in very, very high regard. What does it mean to you to be an ambassador at your age, and what does that mean to you?
So basically, I presented DCF as a charity event where they were on a beneficiaries. So I felt like it's really important to give back to the charities that have supported me.
Well, that's amazing, Adam. And yeah, like I said, from my conversations, you're held in such high regard as one, and you join as an ambassador. You join Commonwealth champion Chris Billam-Smith, boxing champion, and so that's boxing against Taekwondo. So we've got if anything happens, we're very well looked after with you two, I think. And one of the things you've achieved for the DCF is you had a football signed, didn't you, by the players? Tell us a little bit more about that, Adam.
So basically, I won 4 footballs in a raffle, decided to get them signed by the AFC Bournemouth players, and to donate them to some of the charities that have supported me. They were DCF, Julia's House, Amelia's Rainbows and Butterflies, and I thought that because there were so many. We got 4, and obviously I just thought that we should raffle them off so the charities can benefit from it.
What a brilliant idea! And did you say just how much there you've raised? Because I think people will be astonished at how much you raised.
I think it's over 1,000. I think.
Wow, that is brilliant, Adam. And I know that means a lot to the 2 charities that you've raised for, the DCF and Julia's House. And if anyone is watching this, me and Adam having a chat just because we love football and we share common interests. But if people do look at this and they would like to donate to the charities that we care so deeply about, it'd be much appreciated, wouldn't it, Adam?
Yeah.
So shall we talk back to football?
Yeah.
I think we should. And I think we need to be honest, it's not been the best season for us, has it?
No.
What do you think happened this season?
So I think the main 3 points are that David Brooks and Junior Stanislas have been injured most of the season. Ryan Fraser not doing as well as last season, and probably the most important one, not being able to score goals. But on the positive, Aaron Ramsdale has been really good for us, though.
Aaron Ramsdale has been brilliant for us. I totally agree, and I do have to agree. Going forward, we've not looked as good, apart from the last few games when actually we've looked really strong.
Yeah, and I think that's because we've had Brooks and Stanislas.
Yeah, and I think they feed a couple of things. I think they feed creativity, and I think actually they feed a bit of confidence. And that, I think it's paying. If only we'd had them both a little bit sooner. It was good to see Solanke score the other day, wasn't it? Maybe he can get some.
Yeah, it was just a bit odd, really. It was kind of a miracle that he scored.
Well, you never know. He might score another 5 and keep us up.
You never know. It's like, how has it taken him this long to do it? If he had done it at the beginning of the season, he could be scoring goals and we could not be in this position.
I know. I think part of it is, and as I touched on it a minute ago, is perhaps the confidence. I think he must be a very good footballer in order to have been interested by Liverpool and Chelsea. And sometimes, as a striker, you just need something to go in for you. And once it goes in for you, because his first goal had a little bit of luck, didn't it?
Yeah.
But his second goal was excellent. He's quick feet and then nutmeg the keeper.
Yeah, and the keeper's he's one of the best in the league.
Precisely. So, obviously Casper helped us out a little bit by kicking it against his own player's bottom. But we get every help we get. And, I think things looked a bit positive about Dominic Solanke. I think my favourite players this season have been Aaron Ramsdale. I've liked what I've seen of Jack Stacey when he's played.
Yeah.
And you can't not say a team of the season without saying Nathan Ake, can you?
No.
He's always just excellent, isn't he?
Yeah. And I think one player who has impressed since the restart, and I think if Nathan Ake did leave, would be able to step up, would be Lloyd Kelly into his position.
He's been brilliant. I totally agree. The last few games, we've not actually looked like we've missed Nathan Ake, which is a real, not only a surprise, but it's actually a real pleasant surprise, isn't it? Because it makes you think that if we do stay up and Nathan Ake leaves, then he can do a job. And if we go down, he's still a very, very good replacement. So, I'm excited about. I think I agree. I think there's been a little bit of lack of confidence. I think the injuries didn't help. Not having David Brooks all season, and maybe the momentum can kick us on. So we've got a big game coming up, haven't we?
Yes.
I mean, the games against Southampton are normally quite. They normally build excitement a bit anyway, but this is a big one. So if you were called in by Eddie Howe and they said, Adam, we need you to do the team talk against Southampton, what is it you'd say to them?
So I'd say make your family, friends and supporters proud and just go out and smash it together. Anything is possible.
I think that's brilliant. That's all you need to say, I think. And if that doesn't sort of inspire them, then I don't think anything will.
No.
Yeah, that is right to the point. That's all you need to say. We'll let Eddie do the tactics and you do the inspirational talk, and I think we're gonna do all right. So, score on Sunday. What do you think?
2-0 Bournemouth.
Yes. Any idea who's going to score? Probably not Aaron Ramsdale.
I don't really mind who scores.
Solanke with 2 then.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be. I always think, I always put Steve Cook down as an anytime goal scorer. I always think he's going to pop up and just knock a header in. But I rarely get that one right.
But there's a massive game tonight, though. Watford, West Ham.
It is. What do you want out of that one, Adam?
I think West Ham should win because West Ham have Villa as well.
Yes.
So if West Ham beat Villa and Watford and Villa's rest of the games, Watford would have Arsenal, City, and Villa would just have Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're hard games, but then we don't need to beat Southampton and then just a draw against Everton.
And that could work out. So there's a lot to be positive about and a lot to be optimistic about. Yeah, very, very exciting. So do you have anything you want to ask me or anything you'd like to talk about football? Because I think we're coming to the conclusion of this.
I just wanted, do you think we are staying up, and how long have you been a supporter of AFC Bournemouth?
So I've been a supporter of AFC Bournemouth since 2003. So yeah, it's a very long time. So that and when I started, we weren't very good at all. Well, actually, we just come off the back of being promoted from League Two in the playoff final. I didn't actually support the team back then, and then I went to my first game, and like you, I just sort of thought, yeah, this is for me. And then so that is what's 2003. 20. How old am I? Is that 17 years? I think I've been going. So I've seen a lot of things, and yeah, it's a very, very, very special club, and it's a special club because of fans like you, Adam. In my opinion, you're always so positive, and you inspire people around you. So yeah, people like you is what made me, love the club. What was your other question? Your other question was, can we stay up? Yes, we can stay up. Yes, we can stay up. Never in doubt. We'll stay up. And then we'll push on to win the league next season. How about that?
We might not win the league next season, but we can definitely stay up. Yeah,
I think we can. I think we can. And look, if we go down, Adam, are you going to still be a fan?
Yeah.
There you go. If we go down, we play another season down in the league, and then we try and come up again.
Yeah.
Cool. Adam, it has been so good talking to you. I've really, really enjoyed it, and I think we should do it again.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Any more comments before we head on?
How did you become involved in DCF?
How did I become involved in DCF? I became involved in DCF through a mutual friend of ours, Ethan Burney, who I saw that he needed a little bit of help, and that he was looking to have some goalposts put in his garden so he could play football in the back garden. And so I thought, I'll get him some goalposts. So we built some goalposts and went around and played football with him in his back garden for an hour, and we became really, really good friends. And with that, he introduced me to a lot of his friends who also sort of needed a bit of help. And as sort of time went on, I met Patsy, who we all love, and is just one of the most brilliant people I've ever met. And we became really good friends, and we started talking, and I tried to help in as many areas as I can, because it's a charity that I really care about, because I make a lot of great friends like you and Ethan and Mason. And not long after, they asked me to become a trustee. And so a trustee is someone who sits on the board and makes decisions on how the business is run, basically, and how making sure we're looking after everyone the best we can. And it's honestly one of the things that makes me very, very, very happy to be associated with. And I enjoy being a trustee, and I enjoy having excellent ambassadors like you singing our praises and waving our flag.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. Well, like I said, it's been really good talking to you, Adam. I think my score prediction on Sunday, also 2-0. So I think that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
And we'll chat again really soon.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
Okay. Thank
Speak
you.
soon.
Bye.